Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy. I've been thinking about angles to talk about this game, thinking about things that I wanted to look into, and we are raving about this LSU offense, as we should be. LSU's been sensational on the offensive side of things. Statistically, aesthetically, efficiently, any way you want to look at it, LSU's been awesome on offense. And Auburn's defense has been pretty good to this point. Like, even when the offense goes out there to California and lays an egg, the defense plays well. In College Station, the offense did nothing. They scored 3 points. But Auburn got a scoop and score and held Auburn in that game with A&M until the fourth quarter. Their defense has been pretty good. And I think it's going to be one of the tougher tests that LSU faces this year. I think big plays are a great look at how a defense is functioning. Auburn has only allowed 18 plays of 20-plus yards this year. That's third best in the Southeastern Conference. Conversely, LSU's offense over that same time period has 50 of them. 50 to 18 on 20-plus yard plays. Can LSU create those chunk plays in the passing game and even in the running game? And last week, I told you that I thought just about every game LSU played is going to come down to the red zone because I expect LSU to give up yards. I expect LSU to get yards. The question is, what do offenses do, whether it's LSU's or their opponents, once you get inside the 20-yard line? Well, Auburn leads the SEC in red zone scoring defense. They've been the best. And they're fourth in the SEC in red zone touchdown prevention, which is really the goal. LSU offensively, second in the conference in red zone touchdown percentage. It's a battle of a couple of strengths. Now, nobody up front for Auburn is going to garner a bunch of headlines, okay? I don't see Nick Fairley on this unit. I don't see Derek Brown on this unit. They don't have that kind of guy. Hugh Freeze is working to restock the shelves in that way. But they've done a pretty good job of cycling guys in there and bowing up to the run. There's not anybody on that group that's got more than 2 sacks. They've really got one headliner on the defense as far as statistics and personnel goes. That's Jayden Simpson at corner. He's missed a little bit of time, been banged up, but he's got an interception in 4 of their 5 games. He's supposed to play tomorrow, and that's a guy that you'll certainly want to watch. But this boils down to me to what is LSU offensively. We think they're awesome. And when they play Missouri, they play Arkansas, they play Mississippi State, they play Ole Miss, they are awesome. And I think the ultimate litmus test is going to come when you go to Tuscaloosa. That's where every LSU team has to prove itself in this era. But there's a little bit of a window for me to open and go, Mississippi State sucks. They're awful. Missouri doesn't have guys. Ole Miss has never prided itself on defense under Lane Kiffin. What is Arkansas right now? They hadn't won a game in a month. LSU's rolling up offensive statistics against bad teams. We saw them play Florida State. That's a good team, and they got kind of bogged down in the second half. So do we really know? And I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit. Hopefully you sense that in my tone. But that window's open. It's just a matter of not you believe it, and we'll find out more coming up on Saturday night. If LSU runs through Auburn and scores 48 points and, does what it's been doing for a month, I'll feel better about the LSU offense if that's possible. I think it's more impressive to carve up Auburn than it is Missouri. It's more impressive to carve up Auburn than it is Mississippi State. Auburn's been better. Now, Carson Beck last week threw for 313 yards. Brock Bowers did his Brock Bowers thing, and that's going to happen. So it's not like Auburn's the greatest defense in the history of college football. But it is, in my opinion, better than the ones LSU has played. They're better up front, and they've got some better dudes in the secondary. So the conversation, I think, shifts a little bit when we get back here on Monday. It's either, man, this LSU offense is cooking on everybody. They still got to go to Tuscaloosa and do it, but they're cooking on everybody. Or LSU scores 27, has to punt 5 or 6 times, and you're going, well, it's a good offense, but is it that good. Like, Hunt last week was talking about the Joe Burrow offense and comparing the two. What is this? And I know Joe didn't light it up against Auburn that year. Auburn was the closest team that LSU played. But I think this is another opportunity for LSU to prove itself offensively against a pretty good defense. I expect LSU to move the ball, and I still think it's going to come down to the red zone where Auburn's been pretty good. But I think it's interesting. I think there's still something to be proven because while it's been really fun to watch this team go right up and down the field on everybody, it's like, okay, is it impressive to carve up Mississippi State? Everyone does. So that's what I think about when I think about the offensive side of the ball for LSU. When I look to the LSU defense in this game, I look at a unit that's obviously struggling. Okay, we know that. And I look at an Auburn offense that hasn't really found anything through the air. Auburn's last in the league in 20-plus yard plays. They've only got 20 of them. And LSU has given up a truckload of huge plays. They're the worst in the league. So something's got to give there. The thing that is not going to show up in the stat sheet when you talk about LSU's defense and this Auburn offense is that I do think the home crowd can help. The home crowd can't dominate the game, okay? The players are going to have to go out there and play. And I promise you the home crowd won't do anything if it's a track meet and you can't get a stop. But there's something about playing inside Tiger Stadium, having that home crowd at your back, the Auburn having to maybe potentially go to silent count or using hand signals that could create some issues and inspire LSU's defense, beg your pardon, to play a little bit better than they did at Ole Miss in a Hornet's Nest, at Missouri at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's something that I do think can help. It can be galvanizing. I love the quote that we had from Jacoby and Guillory earlier this week. It was, I thought, so refreshing to hear somebody communicate what they're feeling, and it makes so much sense. He was like, look, we just gotta show up, do something, and help this offense out, and we're going to win a lot of games. And I think he's probably echoing the sentiment of his entire unit. And they know that. It doesn't appear their confidence is shaken, and now they got 100,000 behind them. I think that's got to help a little bit. Now, those 100,000 go pretty quiet, pretty quick. We know that. But is Peyton Thorne the guy that's going to do that? Is this group of no-name receivers the group that's going to do that? Maybe Jarquez Hunter. But it's really been death by 1,000 cuts for Auburn on offense. They don't create big plays. They just kind of move the chains with that offense, running the football. I think one thing that I have not talked about all week as we've broken down this game is what impact can a home crowd have on this defense? I think it can help. We'll see. It should be a pretty good environment. Weather's really good. LSU's still in it. It's a Saturday night in Death Valley. Auburn's not a team people around here are very fond of. It's not the best Auburn team we've ever seen. No, it's not. But it's Auburn, and I think it's going to be really fun in there on Saturday night. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.